Jai Gurudev, and thank you so much, Madhu Ji, for taking the time for this conversation. As the chairman of the Art of Living Trust, you manage an organization that spans across various activities, teachers, and volunteers. How do you navigate the complexities and challenges that come with this massive responsibilities? Jai Gurudev, it is my pleasure to share some insights. Managing an organization like the Art of Living Trust is indeed a complex endeavor. One of the key challenges is ensuring that the organization stays aligned with its core vision of promoting peace, spiritual growth, and service. The world is changing rapidly, and to keep the wheels moving, we need to adapt to these changes while staying true to our roots. We might not always move at the pace we wish, but we are moving in the right direction. How do you create synergy among the thousands of teachers and volunteers across India and beyond? This must be one of the most challenging aspects of your work. Absolutely. Creating synergy among thousands of teachers and volunteers is both an art and a science. What sets the Art of Living Trust apart from business houses or government bodies is the underlying spiritual connection that binds us all. Our work is driven by a shared commitment to service and personal growth, which naturally aligns everyone's efforts. At the heart of this journey is Holiness Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankarji's teachings, which emphasizes selfless service, mindfulness, and compassion. Whether it is a volunteer teaching a yoga class or a small village, or organizing a large scale event in a metro city, everyone is inspired by the same vision. The shared purpose creates an organic alignment, and our leadership structure supports this with clear communication and regular training and a lot of encouragement. With such a vast network, there must be moments of challenges. What are some of the significant obstacles you have faced, and how have you overcome them? Yes, like any large organization, we have faced our share of challenges. The COVID 19 pandemic, for example, was a significant one. The nature of our work often involves direct in person engagement, whether it is meditation sessions, service activities, or large gatherings. With the pandemic, much of that had to shift to online platforms. We had to rethink our strategies for reaching people and serving communities. But with challenges come opportunities. The digital transition allowed us to reach an even larger audience than before. We launched online programs, and Gurudev's meditations reached millions globally, which was something we had not anticipated. Our teachers and volunteers showed incredible resilience, and I would say this period demonstrated the power of adaptability and faith in the larger purpose. In your opinion, what has been the most rewarding aspect of your role as chairman of the trust? The most rewarding aspect has been witnessing the transformation in people's lives, whether it is someone learning the Sudarshan Kriya for the first time, or a rural farmer benefiting from one of our agricultural initiatives. Seeing the tangible impact of our work is incredibly fulfilling. Another rewarding aspect is the sheer scale of the Trust's initiatives, from disaster relief efforts to educational programs, and from promoting sustainable farming practices to fostering spiritual growth. The scope of what we do is vast. Knowing that we are helping people across such a wide spectrum, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, gives me a deep sense of satisfaction. That's wonderful. The Art of Living Trust has been involved in numerous initiatives both in India and abroad. Can you share some examples of projects that have made a significant impact? Of course, one of the most impactful initiatives has been the water conservation projects across drought prone regions in India. We have worked with communities to revive rivers, build check dams, and promote sustainable water management practices. This has not only improved water access but also empowered entire communities by increasing agricultural productivity. Free schools in rural and tribal areas, another important initiative. We have established over 700 free schools, providing education to children who might not have had access otherwise. Education is the foundation for a brighter and better future, and we are proud of the role we are playing in shaping young lives. Internationally, our peace building efforts in conflict zones have been also been significant, whether it is working with communities in war-torn areas or offering stress relief workshops to refugees. The Art of Living's approach has consistently been of healing and reconciliation. How do you balance the spiritual and practical aspects of leading such a large trust? It is about staying grounded in the spiritual foundation that His Holiness Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar Ji has laid for us. While the work of managing an organization of this scale involves a lot of practical decisions, managing resources, coordinating projects, etc., the guiding principle is always service. Every decision we made is aimed at benefiting people, whether that's through spiritual growth or social upliftment. Spirituality is not separate from daily life. It is integrated into every aspect of it. When you lead with this awareness, it becomes easier to navigate challenges and stay focused on the bigger picture. Even when facing financial or logistical hurdles, we remind ourselves of why we are doing this work and the people we are serving. Given the rapid growth of the trust, where do you see the organization heading in the next 5 to 10 years? We have achieved a lot over the past few decades, but there is still much more to be done. I see the Art of Living Trust continuing to expand its global footprint, especially in areas like education, mental health, and environmental sustainability. We are also looking at how we can further integrate scientific research into our work. There is already a growing body of research on the benefits of Sudarshan Kriya and meditation, but I believe there is potential to explore this even more deeply. We are also focusing on leadership development within the organization. As the trust grows, it is essential to empower the next generation of leaders, people who can carry forward Gurudev's vision with the same dedication and compassion. Any final thoughts or messages from our readers? Yes, I would like to emphasize the importance of service and inner peace. In today's fast paced world, it is easy to get caught up in external achievements, but real fulfillment comes from within. The work we do at the Art of Living Trust is a reflection of this philosophy, whether it is through meditation, social service, or environmental initiatives. We aim to create a more peaceful, harmonious world. We invite everyone to be a part of this movement in whatever way they can. Thank you so much for your time and for sharing such valuable insights, Madhu. It's been an enlightening conversation. Thank you. It was a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you so much for joining us today, Madhu. As the chairman of the Art of Living Trust, you oversee a vast organization that reaches millions globally. One of the most significant challenges for an organization of this scale is creating synergy across the many teachers, volunteers, and supporters worldwide. How do you approach this responsibility? Thank you for having me, Jai Gurudev. Indeed, creating synergy across such a vast network of teachers and volunteers is one of the most significant challenges we face, but it is also one of the most fulfilling aspects of our work. At Art of Living, the bond that unites us is the vision of our founder, His Holiness Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar Ji. His teachings emphasize a deep connection to the self and the world around us, which naturally creates harmony among our global community. One of the ways we maintain this synergy is through clear communication and shared goals, whether it is through our training programs, leadership retreats, or daily satsangs. We ensure that everyone from the grassroots volunteers to the senior teachers is aligned with our core mission of promoting peace, service, and personal transformation. The difference between us and corporate or government structure is that our focus isn't on profit or bureaucracy, but on the well being and spiritual upliftment of humanity. You mentioned communication and shared goals. How do you ensure that the message and approach of the Art of Living Trust are consistent, especially when you have such a diverse and widespread group of people involved? That's a great question. The consistency of our message is vital, and we ensure this through regular interaction, training, and the guidance of His Holiness Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar Ji. His vision and teachings are the foundation of everything we do, and they help keep us grounded and unified. We also emphasize the importance of leadership development. Every teacher, volunteer, or leader within the organization is regularly trained in both the core practices like Sudarshan Kriya and leadership skills. This ensures that no matter where someone is based, they can confidently carry forward the teachings and reflect the core values of the trust in their work. One of the key ways we manage this large scale operation is by leveraging technology. Our online platforms, such as the Art of Living website and various mobile apps, allow for real time updates, communication, and sharing of resources across borders. This digital infrastructure has allowed us to stay connected even in times like the pandemic when we could not physically gather. Speaking of challenges, the Art of Living Trust has faced some monumental ones over the years, including the global pandemic. How did the organization adapt during that period, and what did you learn from it? The pandemic was undoubtedly one of the most challenging times for all of us, but it also presented a greater opportunity for growth and transformation. The sudden shift to virtual platforms initially posed a challenge, as much of our work had always been in person, whether it was yoga, Sudarshan Kriya sessions, or community service. But Gurudev's vision is always about adaptation and resilience. We quickly moved away of our courses online, offering free and paid programs that reach millions across the globe. Through online satsangs and meditation sessions, we were able to maintain a sense of community even when physically distanced. We also launched initiatives like the Art of Living online course that help people learn valuable tools for the mental well being, particularly during the isolation and stress of lockdowns. One of the most heartwarming things we witnessed was how our volunteers rose to the occasion. We had people who had never been involved in online programs before now teaching and organizing sessions. The agility and dedication of our team were extraordinary. It is incredible how the organization turned a challenge into an opportunity with that success in adapting to the digital age. How do you see the future of the Art of Living Trust in the coming years? The future of the Art of Living Trust is incredibly exciting. One of the core areas we are focusing on is integrating science and spirituality. Over the years, there has been increasing interest in scientific research related to our practices, particularly Sudarshan Kriya, meditation, and yoga. We have partnered with leading research institutions globally to study the physiological and psychological benefits of these practices. This research not only validates what we have always known, but also opens new avenues for healing and stress management in the corporate world, hospitals, and educational institutions. As we move forward, we also envision the Art of Living Trust expanding its social impact through more community development initiatives or programs which already span education, rural empowerment, and disaster relief will continue to grow. We plan to increase our focus on sustainability, especially in areas such as water conservation and environmental awareness. The concept of save or selfless service is deeply ingrained in our philosophy, and we are committed to making a lasting positive change through these initiatives. That's inspiring. As you reflect on the journey of the Art of Living Trust, are there any moments or stories that stand out to you as particularly meaningful? There are countless moments that stand out to me, but one of the most memorable experiences was when we helped in the aftermath of natural disasters like the floods in Uttarakhand or the recent floods in Kerala. The trust we built with the local communities over the years allowed us to mobilize and deliver aid quickly. What was even more powerful was the way the people themselves took charge, assisted by our volunteers, and rebuilt their lives with dignity. Another deeply impactful moment was witnessing the transformation in people's lives during our wellness programs. I recall a woman who had struggled with depression for years, who came to our course in a remote area after completing the Sudarshan Kriya and participating in the course. She told me that her life had completely changed. She felt at peace and was ready to begin anew. Stories like hers keep me motivated and remind me why we do this work. Those stories are very truly touching. In your leadership role, what would you say is the most important quality for someone to have, especially when managing a large and diverse team of volunteers and teachers? I would say the most important quality is compassion, compassion for the people we serve, and compassion for our team. It is essential to lead with empathy, especially when you are dealing with a team that spans so many different backgrounds and cultures. Compassion allows you to see beyond challenges and understand what drives each individual. Also, humility is key. We often hear that leaders are servants first. I firmly believe that leadership is about serving others, whether it is through direct action or by inspiring others to give their best. Gurudev often says the one who serves the most leads the most, and this is something I carry with me every day. Lastly, as you lead the Art of Living Trust into the future, what message would you like to leave with our readers? My message is simple: each one of us has the potential to make a positive impact on the world. When we align our efforts with a higher purpose, guided by compassion and service, we can create ripples of change. The work of the Art of Living Trust is a collective effort, and I invite everyone to be a part of this movement in whatever way they can, whether by practicing the techniques, volunteering, or simply spreading the love and kindness in their communities. Thank you so much, Madhu Raoji, for sharing your wisdom and insights with us today. It's been a privilege to hear from you. Thank you. It was a pleasure speaking with you. May peace and love prevail in all our hearts. Jai Gurudev, Madhu Raoji. Thank you for taking the time to share your insights with us. As the chairman of the Art of Living Trust, you oversee a vast network of teachers, volunteers, and projects globally. One of the key challenges is such a large organization is creating synergy among all the different individuals and initiatives. How do you approach this task? It is a pleasure to be here. Thank you. Yes, creating synergy across a global network can be a challenge, but it is also what makes the Art of Living Trust unique. We are not just an organization, we are a movement deeply rooted in the vision of our founder, His Holiness Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar Ji. His teachings emphasize that our work is rooted in love, compassion, and service. This central vision allows us to create a deep connection among our thousands of teachers and volunteers across the world, irrespective of their geographical location. We maintain this synergy through consistent communication, shared goals, and a strong culture of collaboration. Gurudev's guidance, which is based on universal human values, creates a common ground for all of us, whether you are a rural village in India or a corporate office in New York City. The core values of seva, selfless service, stress free living, and community engagement are the same. These values bind us together and help us stay focused on our collective mission. We also use technology to ensure smooth communication. Our online platforms, virtual programs, and leadership meetings allow us to stay connected and keep everyone on the same page. even when physical meetings are not possible. The pandemic, for example, showed us the importance of this infrastructure, and we quickly adapted to offer courses online. The key to our success is making sure that each individual feels connected to the larger mission of the organization and the guidance of Gurudev. That's a very thoughtful approach. Maintaining consistent communication must be a big task. How do you ensure that the teachings and practices of the Art of Living Trust remain consistent, especially with such a diverse and widespread group? Maintaining consistency across such a vast network is indeed a challenge, but it is also what makes our organization resilient. We achieve this by having a strong foundation in the core practices that Gurudev has developed, such as Sudarshan Kriya, meditation, and yoga. These practices are universal and they help us stay grounded and aligned with our purpose. The teachings are designed in a way that they can be adapted to various cultural contexts, which is why we see such success across different countries and communities. One of the ways we ensure consistency is through our leadership training programs. Each teacher, volunteer, and leader in our organization is given training not only the core practices but also leadership skills. These programs are regularly updated to keep up with the evolving needs of our global community, ensuring that everyone reflects the same spirit of service and compassion. We also have regular retreats, online and offline, where our senior teachers and volunteers come together, learn, and share their experiences. This allows them to stay connected to the source of the teachings and also learn how to deal with challenges they face in their local context. Through these efforts, we ensure that the Art of Living message is consistent and delivered with the same integrity regardless of where it is being taught. It sounds like the organization is built on a strong foundation of training and consistency. How has the Art of Living Trust adapted to the digital age, especially given the challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic? The pandemic was certainly a wake up call for many organizations, but for us, it also reaffirmed our capacity for adaptation. When the pandemic hit and physical gatherings became impossible, we quickly pivoted to digital platforms to continue serving our humanity. Gurudev's teachings have always been about inner transformation, and we realized that people needed our programs more than ever to cope with the stress, anxiety, and isolation caused by the pandemic. We launched online versions of our flagship courses like the Happiness Program and the Art of Living Part 1 course, reaching millions globally. Even our volunteer led community service projects, such as the distribution of food and essential supplies to those affected by the pandemic, went online. We had volunteering organizing virtual counseling sessions, meditation practices, and wellness programs to help people cope with the mental health challenges arising from the situation. In fact, this digital transition allowed us to reach even more people. It removed geographical barriers, enabling us to connect with communities across the world who might never have had access to our physical programs today. A large portion of our courses is offered online, and we continue to innovate with virtual retreats, workshops, and interactive online platforms. It is inspiring to see how the Art of Living Trust responded with such agility and compassion beyond the digital transition. Are there any other areas you see as critical for the growth and impact of the organization moving forward? Absolutely, the Art of Living Trust lies in integrating our teachings with modern science and expanding our reach to areas where we can make the most difference. Over the years, we have seen an increasing interest in the scientific validation of practices like Sudarshan Kriya, yoga, and meditation. We have already partnered with renowned institutions and universities for research in these areas, and this research has shown the significant physiological and psychological benefits of our practices, especially in stress reduction, mental health, and overall well being. In the coming years, we aim to continue expanding our scientific research initiatives both in the fields of health and education. We also see tremendous potential in integrating sustainability and environmental consciousness into our work. Rural development programs which focus on water conservation, organic farming, and empowering local communities are already doing great work, and we aim to expand these initiatives globally. Another important area for us is youth empowerment. We are focusing on programs that help young people become leaders, equipped not only with technical knowledge but also with emotional intelligence and a sense of responsibility towards society. The need for well rounded leaders who are grounded in values and compassionate towards others has never been greater. Youth empowerment is indeed crucial for the future of any society. How do you see the role of the Art of Living Trust in shaping the next generation? The role of the Art of Living Trust in shaping the next generation is something I am deeply passionate about. We believe that young people are the key to creating a better world, and we aim to equip them with the tools they need to be emotionally resilient, self aware, and compassionate leaders. Through our programs like Yes Plus, Youth Empowerment and Skills Program, we reach out to young people to teach them tools for handling stress, increasing focus, and improving their emotional and mental well being, we also emphasize the importance of service to others, as we believe that when young people are taught the values of selfless service, they can bring about real change in their communities. The current generation of youth is facing challenges that were unprecedented in the past: mental health issues, stress, and societal pressures, and environmental concerns. Our work, therefore, is focused on helping them not just to survive but thrive by providing practical tools for coping with the challenges of modern life. Madhurauji, you have provided us with a lot of insight into the vision and future of the Art of Living Trust. As you reflect on the journey so far, what are some of the moments that stand out to you? There have been many moments that stand out to me. One of the most moving was when we launched the Art of Living disaster relief efforts in the aftermath of the 2004 tsunami. We were able to mobilize quickly, providing aid and relief to those affected, and we saw firsthand how our community came together with love and compassion to support people in need. Another defining moment for me was when we launched the Sri Sri University in Odisha, India. It was a dream come true to create an institution that embodies the holistic principles of education, one that fosters academic excellence while also focusing on the overall well being and development of the students. It's always been my belief that true education is not just about bookish knowledge, it is about character development and preparing students to face the challenges of life with resilience and wisdom. Thank you for sharing those meaningful stories. As we conclude, what message would you like to leave for the readers, especially those interested in contributing to the Art of Living movement? My message is simple: each one of us has the potential to make a positive impact on the world, and it begins with transforming ourselves. When we embrace our inner strength, practice compassion, and work towards the collective good, we create a ripple effect that touches countless lives. I invite everyone to join us in this movement, whether through participating in our programs, volunteering, or simply spreading the message of peace and love. Together, we can create a world that is not only free from stress, but also filled with joy, harmony, and service. Thank you, Madhu Raoji, for your time and for sharing your wisdom with us. Your words are truly inspiring, and your leadership is a beacon for us all. Thank you. It's been a pleasure. May peace, love, and wisdom guide us all. Jai Gurudev.